I'm going to start us off and provide some context for the CodeFi projects that we built out in partnership with Filecoin, and then we'll turn it over to Mike to give a demo. So for those of you that don't know, Consensys is one of the largest blockchain companies in the world. You might have heard of some of our products, Truffle's development tools, Infura's dev infrastructure, MetaMask wallet, and then Mike and I are representing CodeFi today that builds all the financial applications that Consensys ships out. And so as part of CodeFi, if you go to the next slide, Mike, we build tools to tokenize assets. We build swaps. Mike, do you mind? There we go. We build tokenization products. We build swaps products. We build all types of data feeds so that you can get access to this new DeFi financial system that's emerging on Ethereum. As part of this initiative, this actually falls under our networks module, where we help new decentralized networks get off the ground, right? We're heavily invested in not only the DeFi space, but also Web3 kind of proliferation. And so CodeFi specifically built two applications that Mike's going to take you through here. The first is the storage application, which we really want to get to better price discovery for the storage market today. In its infancy, any kind of new market is always kind of struggling to figure out the actual, the best price and how the market segments between Filecoin Plus versus Filecoin, how reputation and miner history plays into that. And so with our storage product, what we're really trying to do is provide a tool to the ecosystem to help push us down to help accelerate that price discovery process. The second one, DeFi Bridge, is all about bridging the Filecoin token itself to the growing financial infrastructure that's being built on Ethereum. There are all types of spot markets, derivatives markets, lending markets that are emerging on the Ethereum mainnet. And we particularly wanted to get Filecoin access to the decentralized lending markets that are happening over there. And Mike's going to show you how we've tokenized Filecoin and how we're going to get it into a lending and borrow market, likely on Aave later on this year. So take it away, Mike. Let's show them.
Thank you, Corbin. So first, this is storage. So you've probably seen it around in Slack, in the Protocol Labs channels. But we launched with price discovery, storage provider reputation, deal history, and some top network metrics, and everything's accessible via API. We want to go ahead and expand that to retrieval markets, client bids, have gateway support for clients to use it, and then get a more richer, robust API set through GraphQL. And what you see on the right is an example of it. And I'll click through some of it next. Looks like my slides are delayed. There we go. So one of the big things in storage is reputation. And so they're made up of 4 components, which is storage size or capacity, the number of faults you have, general pricing on storage, and the number of successful deals. And something to note is that reputation is an evolution for us. We are in the Slack channels, we are seeing the comments, we are taking notes, and we're seeing what's going to respond to the community, what you, the storage providers, want. And we're going to evolve reputation iteratively and seeing what responds best for everyone. And so with reputation, here's a breakdown more of how we get it. So when we were building this, we wanted to keep in mind that there are smaller players in the space that are providing storage, and the storage is important for the community and for Filecoin. So we want to capture the smaller players as well as the larger players that have a lot of storage capacity. And so with that, we've kind of come up with a robust reputation metric. And so first, it's ask price, which is 15% of the weight out of 100. And basically, you can think of it as tranches of how below are you from the median price. And so, for example, if you're 10% below the price, you'll get some kind of points. And if you're 20% or 100 or 50% from the median, you'll get a maximum of 15 points or so. Next is active deals, and it's just a raw score of number of active deals from 1 through a maximum of 15. This is something that we are going to iterate for sure, and putting more of a weight towards client verified deals. And next is power. And how power we did was we assigned buckets of storage capacity and assigned points to those buckets because as you know, bytes are very dynamic and they're very large magnitudes between a gigabit, a terabit, and a pepibit. And so we want to reward smaller miners that aren't hitting the threshold to become a miner, but they're still providing storage by giving them easy points that they can hit on the board. And as they ramp up more storage capacity, they can get more of those points. So as you add more storage, it gets more difficult to get the next point in reputation. And finally, faults are the heaviest penalized of them all. It's 50 points for 0 faults and 25 points for 1 fault. And if you have a lot of faults, you're going to get 0 points. So really harping on the idea that having 0 faults is really good for a miner. And so quickly, I'm going to show you what this looks like. And so this is storage. You can come on by storage.codify.network. See the total network power and depth and the median price. Depth is a measure of how much storage capacity is within 5 to 10% of the median price. And so right now we have 171 pebibits. And if you scroll through, you can see miners, their reputation. We can see view details. We can see there that this miner has no published deals, but they are committing some amount of pebibits to the network. And then clients can come on, make a proposal. This price is already pulled from the miners their query price. So you can suggest a lower price, but it's probably not going to get accepted. You can choose your start date of some storage. So I can go ahead here and do some date in the future, put in my data CID, and then I can go ahead and copy this directly into the Lotus command line. So it's pretty simple, but we're trying to make this a little bit more robust for users with a kind of a gateway portal to actually get storage on Filecoin and retrieve it. So that is storage. Now I want to move on to DeFi Bridge. And so Bridge really is our cross-chain hub for between Filecoin and Ethereum. So you can imagine you can take your Filecoin and convert it to wrapped Filecoin using a Ren VM, which is kind of our partner here. And you can take this wrapped Filecoin on Ethereum and do things with it like lend, borrow, participate in the DeFi marketplace. And this app is open to any user, and you can come check us out at bridge.codify.network. And so it really is easy to use DeFi Bridge. You send fill to a deposit address, wait for confirmations, and then you receive your rent fill. And then vice versa, if you are a storage provider and you're looking for to borrow Filecoin at reasonable rates, the DeFi space allows you to do that. And that's really the big value prop, is that we can go ahead and borrow fill or rent fill on using DeFi on decentralized marketplaces, and then convert it from rent fill back to Filecoin, and you can use it for your storage needs without really putting too much exposure to your capital or having any capital exposure to any of your assets. And so what you can do with it, again, is lend, borrow, participate in liquidity pools, and do some arbitrage if you are a DeFi super user. And so I'm going to show you how this works now. So I am on DeFi Bridge, and for this to work, I have a MetaMask wallet for Ethereum, and you can get one through metamask.io. I know a lot of blockchain people are familiar with this, but to use this, you'll need a MetaMask wallet or a wallet through Wallet Connect. And the other thing you're going to need is a Glyph wallet. So you can get this through Glyph.io. They are really handy tools to help us through this process. So shout out to Glyph.io. So I'm going to go ahead and make a conversion. So I'm going to say I want one fill to convert to rent fill. Here's the conversion fee, and this is the estimated amount that I'll receive. Again, just saying, hey, we're going to confirm these conversion details, one fill, perfect. And so what you see here is a deposit address and a transaction payload. You need both to make this conversion possible. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go to Glyph. I'm going to go ahead and copy this to address. I'm going to go to send. I'm going to put this right in the recipient. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to do 1.0 fill. And this is where the parameters are necessary. So you can insert them here. So we're going to go back to Bridge, copy this. And here are my parameters. Now MJV, and MJV, we got the correct parameters. So I'm going to go ahead and select next. It's going to give us a transaction fee. We're going to say, okay, this looks good for me. I'm going to go ahead and send it. And I can check here on the transaction. And once this gets populated, we'll see it on DeFi Bridge. So right here, what's happening in the background is we have a node that's basically looking for any incoming transactions at this deposit address. And they're specifically looking for this transaction payload, kind of just the parameters that says, hey, this verifies that I sent this fill to this address. And look out for this one. So what's going on is just looking out this specific method of send, and with this payload attached to the send message. And once we start getting a confirmation, we'll see it populating here in the deposit status window. So I'm going to go ahead and check our fill. And there it is. So 1 out of 200 confirmations, and it's received 1 fill, and we're just waiting for confirmations. And so this process will take a while. It'll take about a little over an hour and a half to do, because we need to make sure that all the Filecoin confirmations are completed, and then we can go ahead and mint Renfill. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I've already completed this process already. And here is, I have it on a different browser, but I'm going to go ahead and refresh this so you see what happens. So I came back, let's say I'm a user, I came back after my 200 confirmations, and I see that we're ready to go. It has been confirmed. We're submitting the transaction to Ren, and we're getting a signed object to basically allow us to mint Renfill. So I'm going to go ahead and click confirm on my MetaMask. And we can see the conversion is complete. So if I go to Etherscan, I can see, well, apparently the Ethereum network is doing the Ethereum network thing, and it's going to take forever. But you will see that you'll have your Renfill in your wallet as an ERC20 token. And really, that's as simple as it is. And then you can go ahead and go back from Renfill to Filecoin, and you can enter an amount. I don't have any Renfill currently because I just created it. But you can enter your amount, enter your fill wallet address, and then do the process in reverse. It's actually much more simpler to go from Renfill to Filecoin, but it takes probably about 20 minutes to do so rather than the hour and a half to create it in the first place. So come check it out. There's currently already markets on DeFi, on Uniswap to as a liquidity pool to transfer between Ether and Renfill, and you can participate in those pools as well. And so that is us. And we really appreciate you coming and checking us out. And please, if you have any feedback or want any features, go ahead and click on that support button on the bottom and just put your name and your email and put an address. Like if you want more memes, put I want more memes, and just add one of your features that whatever you think is best for you. So we're really looking to build out and support more of the features that you want. So we want to listen from you. Thanks, guys.